If there's one thing that you learn when you get into photography, it's that light is everything, and being able to control that lighting is essential. Hi, all of you awesome scuba divers out there. Welcome to the Scuba Diver Magazine channel, your favorite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Yes, the kind people at Divevolk have sent me a pair of their SL50 video lights and their fiber optic remote control, meaning that you can control both lights with a single button press. So the Divevolk SL50 is a compact but powerful underwater video light which is aimed at divers who want to bring proper color and contrast back into their images and video. Rated at up to 5600 lumens with a 120-degree beam angle, it's designed to flood a wide scene with very even illumination, making it particularly well suited to action cameras, compact cameras and smartphone housings such as the Divevolk C-Touch 4 Max. And when paired up, you have a lot of choices to flood your subject with light. A wide 120-degree soft-edged beam helps avoid that kind of like spotlight look that you see in some images and reduces harsh fall-off over the edges of the frame. Something that's especially important when shooting out with wide-angle wet lenses or an action camera's wide FOV. With a single large chip-on-board LED emitter, the SL50 is designed to produce a smooth, even field without multiple LED shadows. Raw brightness, though, is only half of the story for video lights. Color quality determines how natural your footage looks. The SL50 runs at a color temperature of about 56,000 Kelvin, close to daylight. That makes it easier to mix with ambient light and simplifies white balancing in post. Its color rendering index is listed at 96 with an R9 value of about 94 with a TLCI of 97. So those are all very high numbers, indicating that the LED spectrum is very well balanced and that subtle hues and sort of skin tones, coral colors, the reds of the fish and the sponges and things are reproduced more faithfully. For underwater shooters, that translates into richer, more lifelike footage with less need for aggressive color correction. The SL50 has 9 distinct brightness levels, selectable via dual buttons on the body. At the highest level, which is level 9, the light outputs about 56,000 lumens for a quoted runtime of about 34 minutes. At its lowest setting, it's about 1,150 lumens, and that can run for roughly 200 minutes. This kind of stepped approach lets you tailor output to your subject's distance, the visibility, the battery management strategy over the course of a dive, and sometimes you just don't want full power in your lighting because you don't always want maximum output, so just flooding with too much light. The SL50's control scheme uses 2 buttons on the side of the head. There's a positive and a negative button for stepping up and down through those 9 different levels. To power the light on, you press both buttons together for 3 seconds, and then from there you can fine-tune brightness with a single press. But when you have 2 lights, and they're both on the ends of arms that you've very carefully posed, it could be annoying to then have to kind of put your rig down to reach out for both lights to adjust their lighting, and that's where the remote control earns its keep. It's a small metal box that you can fit to a ball joint anywhere on your camera housing, and then you can use the 1 or 2 fiber optic cables to then plug into the bottom of the torches. And then now you can turn the lights on and off in unison, and you can control the brightness levels also using the extra buttons. But it's not just as simple as turning the lights on and off. When it's connected to a pair of lights, you can turn one of them on, and then when you press the switch, they alternate. So that gives you some kind of creativity. And if you have one set up brighter than the other, changing the brightness can dim both of them so that you have your your key and your fill lights at slightly different levels, and then you can turn them both up or down as you need to. The interface on the SL50, just the torch itself, is made to be very intuitive, and it is. You've just got 2 proud buttons that you can feel, and you can use that single-handedly without looking. So if you do need to change one light, it is very easy. So the Divevolk SL50 video light and the fiber optic remote is just a really neat way to keep control of your lighting without having to wrestle your rig mid-dive. Huge thank you to Divevolk for sponsoring this video and for sending these video lights over to me to test out. If you want to learn more about the SL50s or the remote control, then I'll pop links down in the description so that you can check them out and check the full specifications for yourself. If you found this video useful, then please don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help other divers find the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the Scuba Diver Magazine channel and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss out on future gear reviews, news and tips. Let me know in the comments what lights you're currently using for your video or photography and whether you'd run a setup like this with a remote control. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.